typically we park our cars a little bit here somewhere near a village. So let me go to the satellite view and just illustrate you the amazing amount of detail that you can sometimes get, not just inside the metros like Chennai, but even in some of these remote areas. Satellite view, voila. So here you can, I think this is our typical village here where we dump all the cars near the school. So here you can see we can go a little bit higher. We are now at 50-meter precision, and I think we can even go further. Like we can go to 50 meters. So here, if you let it load for a few seconds, you can clearly see the buildings, right? This is the village where here is that open field, and people have gone to Nagla. Here is the school. Here is the open field where we typically park our vehicles. This is the road from where we come. So this is amazing because here even you can see like walkable trails, which sometimes if you go closer towards the hills, I can show you the temple that we typically pass. I think this is towards not the dam, but I have a feeling that the Google image was taken more than a year ago. The first time when we went to Nagla somewhere in July 2008. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a bit hidden here. But let me just show you. Okay. These could actually be the mud dams. Not sure. But just give me a sec to locate the, voila, here is our screen. Okay, here if you zoom in on the screen here, this will be the temple that, let's go one level up. Here is the temple that you typically pass after you cross the dam to Nagla. Again, you can see the amazing amount of detail. You can clearly see the trail here, right? So you can, if you take a print out of this map, you can really, follow these things to avoid some of the denser vegetation. Any other questions? So here you can. So you're saying, Harry, 2009 would be a date? And this one maybe could be. But I guess Google might be updating these things periodically to stay up to date, especially then in the cities more than in these remote places. No, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Satellite images are especially useful if you want to find access fields, because the rivers, and the mountains are like a little bit away from the national highways. So to go to the place where the city exits the hills, typically you want to check out some Google satellite maps and put some points for Google Earth uses, according to me, I'm not an expert, but Google Earth uses the same database as the Google Maps, as Wikipedia, so I believe it should be the same. Only thing with, I could be wrong, only thing with Google Earth is that you can tilt the camera. We're always looking from 90 degrees up. So you can lower the point of view and you can look from 60 degrees, so you can really have a much better view of the 3D landscape. We'll take a look at Google Earth next. Yeah, correct. One problem of Google Maps, indeed, if you want to use this for navigation, say if you want to say, typically we take a print out of these topo maps along with us on a track, but you don't really know where this is, right? On your GPS, you will have location, a latitude and a longitude. You don't really know where you are because you don't know what is the latitude and the longitude of this. So I will show you a couple of tricks that you can use to kind of put a scale on top of this map so you can clearly see, if you say, for example, this point here where the cursor is, what is the longitude and latitude of this point, so that you can compare it with your GPS location in the field. Okay, so before we go a little bit more onto this, let me show you a couple of other sources of maps that we have available. Google is not the only source. So let's go back to our index here. Google Earth is there. So Google Earth I'm going to go talk about a little later because it's a little bit bandwidth hungry. Wikimapia. So let's also take a look at Wikimapia. Next, Wikimapia is nice. It has a couple of, I mean, it's now very similar to, excuse me. Wikimapia has become very similar to Google Maps. If you look at, and it's even a little better than Google Maps in the sense that the area of the map shown here will be larger. So if you want to take some printouts, you will see more map per screen. Let me zoom a little bit in. So let me move a little bit in and show you what where the Wikimapia are kind of useful in terms of checking. So again, let's maybe go towards our hometown here, Nagalapuram. So I'm again looking at the terrain view because I'm used to that. But so here again you see like a pure Google map. But as you might know and some might not know, Wikimapia basically is like allows everyone to add, I mean, locations to Google Maps. So you can add different things. You can add villages, you can add schools, cities, you can add roads and all that stuff. So if you zoom in a little bit further here, so here again is somewhere our entry point, usual entry point, villages, category village. Voila. Basically, if you enable some of these categories, you can only enable one at a time. Okay, let me just enable villages. Voila. So basically, here south of Nagala, you find some more. So basically, if you enable some of these categories, like especially villages, then you will find much more detail, I mean much more villages and much more information about local places than are visible in the standard Google Maps, right? And if you look at this Google map, you'll only see like the major cities and villages like Nagalapuram, Satyavedu, Putukotai, so these are like very few things are there. But if you then look at the villages, and it can be cities, schools, temples, and any kind of landmarks, waterfalls. I'm actually not able to enable all of them. It has a little bit changed here. But this will be very useful. I mean, if you want to approach a certain hill range, you typically need to ask directions for the locals. So then it's good to have some landmarks, some typically the names of some local villages. Some of these things are not very useful because, I mean, my house and these and that. I mean, everyone can put some junk in here. But